Hello and welcome to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Elisa Carballo, and we have excellent information for you coming right ahead. Remember, Mexico News Network is your #1 source for reliable information on business and investments in the Americas, stock markets and bonds, and also corporate information about Mexico, so why not browse through our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, our very own digital content platform. Now let's begin with today's main headlines. Clip is a Mexican company that seeks to offer SMEs the opportunity to accept any kind of payment in their companies. In Mexico, for instance, only 9% of payments are made electronic, and the company Clip is trying to change this by providing a solution to all those small and medium companies that, at least up until today, could only receive cash payments, which was why many times they lost sales. The importance of small and medium enterprises in Mexico is indisputable because, according to data from the National Institute of Statistics and Geography, 99.8% of the companies belong to this sector only and generate 52% of the gross domestic product in Mexico. Clip actually works through an app available for iOS and Android and a reader that very easily connects to a smartphone or a tablet, through which the charge is made to any credit or debit national or international card, including American Express. Thanks to apps like Clip or iAccepta Mobile, launched by Banamex, or iZettle, developed by the Spanish Banco Santander, many companies have actually managed to increase their sales, thanks to this new form of payment that is available to everyone. Now, for more information about the company and the app, you can enter their website www.clip.mx. Moving along to more information, American solar energy company SolarCity has actually decided to step out of its country of origin and begin an adventure by acquiring Mexican solar installer ILIOSS, one of Mexico's largest solar project developers. In its 4 years of existence, the company has managed to work with very important companies in the corporate and industrial sectors and is also looking to expand into the residential market. Mexico also has several features such as high electricity rates, favorable solar economics, and massive solar resources that actually increase SolarCity's opportunity of expanding into this country's market. Marco Crapel, Senior VP at SolarCity, stated that they actually believe they have an opportunity to dominate that market in the same way that they dominate the market in the US. Now, SolarCity sees in Mexico a magnificent opportunity, all of this to expand as they are starting to face higher competition back in their home country. Now, according to Fortune, Lyndon Rive, SolarCity CEO, said that Mexico is seeing increasing demand for its energy as its economy and middle class grow. In more information, it's actually been more than 100 years ever since Mexico and the U.S. were connected through a rail bridge. Now today, the 15-year-long wait is finally over, since the West Rail Bridge recently began operating at its brand new location. It's an international bridge that joins the towns of Brownsville in Texas and Matamoros in Tamaulipas, with high hopes of benefiting both nations. Ever since the year 2000, Cameron County had the objective of changing the location of the international rail crossing, given the great dangers it represented as some railroad tracks actually ran through neighborhoods in downtown Brownsville, the county head. Not to mention traffic congestions in some areas as well. And 15 years later, the project is now finally completed and helping nearby communities directly and the rest of Mexico and the U.S. indirectly. The project has security as its #1 priority. This is achieved by high-end technology such as X-ray scanners that will actually prevent the smuggling of humans, drugs, illicit money, and other articles. Now, this bridge has all the latest technology. The cameras are state-of-the-art. Some of the goods that will be transported on the expected 6-train crossing a day actually include the following: phone equipment, motor vehicle parts, and fuels also. Now, there are still some little details to complete the West Rail project, like the placing of international boundary plaques on both sides of the bridge. The entire project's investment is estimated to exceed $120 million. Moving along, the success story of the multiplex cinema leader of Latin America and 4th in the world, Cinépolis actually began with a man's fascination with movies. It all turned into a business over time. Now, over the course of 3 generations, it actually received the right impulse and innovation, becoming a true empire in the film industry. Cinépolis, the firm, was born in the year 1994, but the journey actually began years earlier when Mr. Enrique Ramirez Miguel founded Organización Ramirez with a single movie theater in Mexico City. By the year 1973, the multiplex expansion started and has not stopped for a single moment ever since. In Mexico, Cinépolis is the industry leader with a market participation of 65%, and within the industry, the company has implemented innovative concepts, such as the very first line of luxury theaters in Mexico called Cinépolis VIP, and also the 4DX experience, online ticket sales, and online movie rental services. Cinépolis Click are also included as part of the innovation plan. In just 1 decade, the Mexican multiplex chain also has a presence in 12 countries around the world, including the United States, Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia, Chile, Brazil, India, and its brand newest addition, Spain. Its innovative culture, the vision of its leaders, and working model have actually brought Cinépolis to the place it occupies today as the leading Latin American and 4th worldwide leader in the multiplex cinema industry. It's a Mexican company with an important international presence and no plans of backing down anytime soon. Now moving along to Mexico's IPC index, which actually decreased 90.7 points or 0.21% to 43,445.95 on Monday, December 28th. All of this from a staggering 43,528.27 in the previous trading session. Looking back, Mexico's IPC index gained 435.4 points or 1.01% during the last 12 months from the 43,002.17 points in December of 2014. Historically, the Mexico stock market IPC index reached an all-time high of 46,357.24 in September of 2014 and a record low of 14,008.20 in August of 2005. Now, annual inflation rate in Mexico cooled down to 2.21% in November of 2015, a fresh record low marking the longest period ever, where the pace of consumer price actually gains has stayed below the central bank's 3% target. Year-on-year prices of education and recreation and culture grew the most by 4.28%, followed by health by 3.94%, furniture and household items by 3.47%, clothing and footwear by 2.89%, alcoholic beverages and tobacco by 2.83%, food and non-alcoholic beverages by 2.5%, and transportation services by 2.39%. All in contrast, communications actually fell down to 13.18%. Now, on a monthly basis, consumer prices went up to 0.55%, slightly higher than the 0.51% back in the month of October. The core index was nearly flat on the month and increased to 2.34% on an annual basis. The inflation rate has been below the central bank's 3% target ever since May. All of this due to sluggish growth and lower telecom housing-related prices, and despite nearly 12% depreciation of the peso versus the US dollar ever since the start of the current year 2015. Sadly, this was all for today. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, you are watching Breaking News by Mexico News Network. I am your host, Elisa Carballo, and don't forget to log on to our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com for more reliable, positive information of Mexico and the world of science, technology, thriving industries, and much more. We'll see you next time.